The Grand Assembly Hall of the Galactic Council stretched impossibly high, its transparent dome revealing the swirling colors of the Nexus Nebula above. Isabella stood at the center platform, her heart steady despite the weight of countless alien eyes upon her. Representatives from over 300 species filled the ascending rings of seats, their forms ranging from crystalline to gaseous to purely energetic. Distinguished members of the council, Isabella began, her voice clear and strong. Humanity has made a discovery that could transform our understanding of black holes from cosmic destroyers to universal providers. The holographic displays around her came to life, showing the quantum patterns they discovered at Horizon Station. Murmurs rippled through the assembly as various species processed the data through their different sensory organs. High Counselor Vex Trill, a being of pure plasma contained within an advanced environmental suit, leaned forward. Dr. Santos, you propose to harness the most destructive force in our known universe. The risk is unprecedented. With respect, High Counselor, Isabella responded, humanity's greatest achievements have come from understanding and working with forces others deemed too dangerous. We're not trying to control the black hole, we're learning to work with its natural processes. Dr. Kori Yoshida stepped forward, presenting the technical specifications of their quantum collector design. Our approach differs fundamentally from previous attempts. We've discovered that black holes naturally organize quantum information in predictable patterns. By aligning our collection systems with these patterns, we can safely harvest energy without disrupting the black hole's stability. The assembly erupted in debate. The Crystalline Confederation immediately pledged their support, their experience with quantum mechanics allowing them to grasp the elegance of the solution. The Plasma Collective, led by Vex Trill, voiced strong opposition, citing historical catastrophes involving black hole experimentation. Ambassador Jerome Martinez, Earth's representative to the Council, watched the debate with diplomatic patience. When the initial furor died down, he spoke. We propose a coalition, he announced. Any species willing to contribute expertise and resources will share in the benefits of this technology. We believe the best way to ensure safety is through collaborative oversight. The proposal sparked a new round of discussion. The Crystalline Confederation was first to join, followed by the silicon mines of Arcturus and the energy beings of the Carina cluster. Even some members of the Plasma Collective broke ranks to support the project, recognizing its potential to solve their civilization's energy crisis. Back at Horizon Station, the effects of the coalition were immediate. Ships arrived carrying scientists and engineers from across the galaxy. The station's laboratories and workshops filled with diverse beings, all working together to refine the quantum collection technology. Raj coordinated with a team of silicon-mined engineers to enhance the collector's computational systems. Their quantum processing capabilities are decades ahead of ours, he told Isabella during a brief break. With their help, we can achieve collection efficiencies we never thought possible. Kori found herself working closely with a group of energy beings who could directly perceive quantum states. Their insights led to several breakthrough improvements in the collector's design. They can actually see the quantum patterns we've been theorizing about, she explained, her excitement evident. They're helping us fine-tune the collector's resonance frequencies. But not everyone supported the coalition. Reports came in of ships being attacked while carrying supplies to the station. Anonymous threats were received, warning of dire consequences if the project continued. Some saw humanity's leadership of the project as evidence of their species' dangerous ambition. During a particularly tense meeting, Zenvar addressed these concerns. Fear of the unknown is universal, they chimed, their crystalline form pulsing with light. But so is the desire to grow, to understand. Humanity has shown us a new way to approach what we fear. Should we not at least explore this path? Isabella spent long hours in the observation deck, watching the ever-growing construction array where the full-scale quantum collector was taking shape. The structure was beautiful, a blend of human ingenuity and alien technologies, its geometric patterns reflecting the quantum dance of the black hole itself. We're ready to begin the first power-up sequence, Raj announced one artificial morning, his dark eyes bright with anticipation. All systems are aligned, and the coalition observers are in position. Isabella nodded, feeling the weight of the moment. They had moved from theory to reality in record time, thanks to the unprecedented cooperation between species. Now they would discover if their understanding of the black hole's quantum patterns was truly complete. Initialize the quantum resonance fields, she ordered, her voice steady. Let's show the galaxy what happens when we face our fears together. As the quantum collector hummed to life, its crystalline arrays glowing with ethereal light, Isabella couldn't help but smile. Humanity had done what it did best, brought different minds together to solve what seemed impossible. But as the power readings began to climb, none of them realized they were about to face a challenge that would test their coalition to its very limits. The vast emptiness of space stretched before Horizon Station, its reinforced windows offering an unparalleled view of humanity's most ambitious research target, the supermassive black hole designated NGC 7249. Dr. Isabella Santos stood at her workstation, her dark eyes fixed on the latest quantum readings while her fingers traced patterns in the holographic display. Director Santos, you need to see this. Dr. Raj Patel's voice carried an unusual edge of excitement as he manipulated the quantum scanner controls. The particle emissions are showing a pattern I've never seen before. Isabella moved swiftly across the observation deck, her movements precise despite the station's artificial gravity fluctuations. 20 years of studying black holes had taught her to trust her instincts, and right now, every scientific instinct she possessed was screaming that they were about to discover something extraordinary. The quantum scanner's display showed a strange dance of particles at the event horizon's edge. Rather than the chaotic scatter they usually observed, the particles moved with an almost rhythmic precision, like a cosmic ballet choreographed by the laws of physics themselves. Run a comparative analysis against all known quantum behaviors, Isabella ordered, her mind already racing through possibilities. And get Dr. Yoshida up here. We'll need her expertise in quantum mechanics. Within minutes, Dr. Kaori Yoshida arrived, her silver-streaked hair pulled back in a tight bun. Her eyes widened as she studied the readings. These particles, they're exhibiting coherent behavior at the quantum level. That should be impossible so close to a black hole's event horizon. The three scientists worked through the station's night cycle, analyzing data and running simulations. As artificial dawn broke over the station, Isabella stepped back from her workstation, her heart pounding with the implications of what they'd discovered. It's not chaos at all, she announced, bringing up a three-dimensional model of their findings. The black hole isn't just destroying information, it's processing it. These quantum patterns are like a language. A language? Raj leaned forward, his brow furrowed. You mean the black hole is trying to communicate? No, Kaori interjected, understanding dawning in her eyes. It's more fundamental than that. These patterns suggest the black hole is actually organizing quantum information in a predictable way. If we could understand this organization, we could potentially harness it, Isabella finished. This isn't just about observation anymore. We might be able to tap into the black hole's natural quantum processing ability. The implications were staggering. Black holes had long been seen as cosmic destroyers, the ultimate dead ends of space. But if Isabella and her team were right, they might have just discovered the key to unlimited energy production. The next few days passed in a blur of calculations and theoretical models. Word of their discovery spread through the scientific community, attracting attention from both human and alien researchers. The first to arrive was Dr. Zenvar, a crystalline being from the Andromeda galaxy whose species had studied black holes for millennia. Your findings are unprecedented, Zenvar hummed, their crystalline form refracting light across the observation deck. But also dangerous. Many species have tried to harness black holes before. None have survived the attempt. Isabella gestured to their latest simulation. That's because they tried to fight against the black hole's nature. We're proposing something different, working with its natural quantum processes rather than against them. As more alien scientists arrived at the station, Isabella and her team refined their theory. They designed a quantum collection array that would work in harmony with the black hole's natural patterns, like a solar panel absorbing light rather than trying to contain the sun itself. The station buzzed with activity as preparations began for the first practical test of their theory. Engineers worked around the clock to construct the prototype collector, while theoretical physicists debated the finer points of quantum mechanics across species and civilizations. One evening, as Isabella stood at the observation window watching the black hole's mesmerizing dance, Raj joined her. "The Galactic Council has called an emergency session," he said quietly. "They want us to present our findings." Isabella nodded, her reflection in the reinforced glass showing both determination and concern. "They're afraid," she said. "I would be too, if I hadn't seen the data myself. But this is bigger than fear. This could change everything. For better or worse," Raj added. "For better," Isabella insisted. "Humanity has always advanced by understanding what others feared. We turned the ocean's dangers into shipping lanes, lightning into electricity, and atomic power into energy. Now it's time to do the same with black holes." As if in response to her words, the quantum scanner began beeping urgently. New patterns were emerging, even more complex than before. The black hole, it seemed, had more secrets to share with those bold enough to listen. The first warning came as a subtle vibration through Horizon Station's quantum-reinforced hull. Isabella was reviewing coalition reports when she felt it, a tremor that shouldn't have been possible given their distance from the black hole's gravitational well. "Director Santos." Raj's voice crackled through the station's comm system. "The quantum collector is showing unusual energy spikes. The patterns, they're changing." Isabella raced to the control center, passing teams of human and alien scientists already rushing to their emergency stations. The main display showed the quantum collector's status, its elegant geometric arrays pulsing with increasingly erratic energy patterns. "The black hole's quantum signature has shifted," Corey reported, her hands flying over the holographic controls. "It's as if it's responding to our collector's presence. Nothing in our simulations predicted this." Through the observation window, Isabella could see the collector's crystalline structure beginning to resonate with a deep, violet light. Energy readings were climbing exponentially, far beyond their calculated safety margins. Zenvar's crystalline form vibrated with concern. "The quantum patterns are cascading. If we don't stabilize the reaction, the collector could initiate a runaway feedback loop with the black hole itself." "Shut it down," Isabella ordered, but Raj shook his head. "The emergency protocols aren't responding. The quantum link between the collector and the black hole, it's self-sustaining now." A delegation of energy beings floated into the control center, their luminous forms flickering with agitation. Through their translator, they communicated what they could see. The quantum patterns weren't just changing, they were evolving, creating new forms of energy interaction never before observed. "All non-essential personnel, evacuate to the secondary station," Isabella commanded. "Coalition partners, we need your expertise now more than ever." The silicon minds of Arcturus interfaced directly with the station's computers, their digital consciousness racing through the systems seeking solutions. The energy beings merged their perceptions, trying to understand the new quantum patterns. Even the skeptical members of the Plasma Collective offered their insights into energy containment. "Look at this," Corey called out, highlighting a section of the data stream. "The quantum patterns, they're not random. They're forming a new kind of structure, like they're trying to achieve a state of quantum harmony with our collector." Isabella studied the patterns, her mind racing. "We designed the collector to work with the black hole's natural processes, but what if we didn't go far enough? What if the black hole is trying to show us a more efficient configuration? Attempting to modify the collector's geometry now could cause a catastrophic collapse," Zenvar warned, their crystalline surface showing fractal patterns of concern. Not if we let the black hole itself guide the transformation, Isabella countered. Raj, can you reconfigure the collector's crystalline matrix to allow for dynamic restructuring? Raj worked with the silicon minds, their combined expertise pushing the technology to its limits. Matrix reconfiguration protocols are ready, but this is completely untested. We'll have only one chance. The station shuddered again, stronger this time. Warning signals flashed across every display as the quantum energies continued to build. All teams, stand ready, Isabella announced. We're going to let the black hole teach us how to dance with it. Initiate dynamic restructuring on my mark. Corey's fingers hovered over the controls. The energy beings positioned themselves around the control center, ready to perceive and interpret the quantum changes. Zenvar and their crystalline colleagues prepared to channel their understanding of quantum harmonics into the collector's systems. Mark. The quantum collector's geometric patterns began to shift, its crystalline structure flowing like liquid light. The black hole's energy patterns surged, but instead of fighting against them, the collector adapted, its form evolving in response to each quantum pulse. Energy levels are stabilizing, Raj reported, his voice tense with concentration. The new configuration it's beautiful. Through the observation window, they watched as the collector transformed into something entirely new, a structure that seemed to exist in perfect quantum harmony with the black hole itself. The violent energy spikes smoothed into a steady flow, more powerful and efficient than anything they had originally designed. Isabella felt a moment of profound understanding. We didn't just build a collector, she said quietly. We created a bridge. The black hole wasn't fighting us, it was trying to show us a better way. As the crisis subsided, the coalition members gathered to analyze what had happened. The silicon minds processed the vast amounts of new data, while the energy beings shared their direct observations of the quantum evolution they had witnessed. Even the skeptical plasma collective representatives had to admit that the event had revealed new possibilities they hadn't considered. This changes everything, Corey said, reviewing the preliminary findings. The collector isn't just harvesting energy, it's establishing a true quantum relationship with the black hole. The implications for our understanding of cosmic forces are enormous. But as Isabella looked at the transformed collector, now pulsing with steady waves of power, she knew that their greatest challenges still lay ahead. They had survived this crisis, but they had also opened a door to something far more profound than mere energy collection. Send word to the Galactic Council, she instructed. Tell them we've made a breakthrough, but not the one we expected. We're not just harvesting the black hole's power, we're learning to communicate with it. The implications of that message would soon ripple through the galaxy, transforming not just their understanding of black holes, but their very conception of what was possible in the universe. The verification committee arrived at Horizon Station 2 weeks after the quantum collector's transformation. Representatives from 12 of the galaxy's most advanced civilizations filed into the observation deck, their varied forms reflecting the diversity of intelligent life. Among them were several prominent critics of the project, including High Counselor Vextril of the Plasma Collective. Quite an impressive light show, Vextril commented, their plasma form swirling with skepticism inside their containment suit as they observed the transformed collector. But parlor tricks don't equal progress. Isabella stood calmly beside the main control interface, the quantum data streams flowing across her displays. What you're seeing isn't just energy collection, High Counselor. We've established a stable quantum bridge with the black hole itself. The Silicon Mind representative, a shifting matrix of light called Network Prime, interfaced directly with the station's systems. The quantum coherence patterns are unlike anything in our archives, they transmitted. This represents a fundamental breakthrough in our understanding of spacetime mechanics. Raj coordinated with the station's engineering teams as they prepared for the demonstration. The collector's crystalline structure now moved in perfect synchronization with the black hole's quantum pulses, its geometric patterns shifting like a living thing. We'll begin with a simple power generation test, Isabella announced. Then we'll show you something unprecedented. The first demonstration went flawlessly. Energy flowed from the collector into the station's systems, more efficient and stable than any power source known to the assembled species. The energy-being observers confirmed the purity of the quantum stream, their luminous forms pulsing with excitement at what they perceived. But it was the second demonstration that silenced even the harshest critics. "Watch the quantum information flow," Corey instructed, highlighting specific patterns in the data stream. "We're not just receiving energy. The black hole is transmitting organized quantum data." The verification team crowded around the displays, their various sensory organs and instruments focused on the impossible patterns forming before them. Through the quantum bridge, they could see structure in what had always appeared to be chaos. "These patterns," Zenvar chimed, their crystalline form resonating with the data, "they contain mathematical sequences of incredible complexity. It's as if the black hole is solving equations," Isabella finished. "We believe what we're seeing is the black hole's natural quantum computing processes. It's not just a cosmic destroyer, it's the most powerful computer in the universe." The implications stunned the verification team. A Thanori observer, their multifaceted eyes spinning in amazement, spoke through their translator, "If we can interpret these computations, the advancement in our understanding of physics, mathematics, even the nature of reality itself." "Precisely," Isabella agreed. "The energy collection was just the beginning. We've opened a channel to something far more valuable, knowledge." But as the demonstration continued, new complications arose. The quantum bridge began showing signs of increased activity, the patterns growing more complex with each passing hour. "The computational density is increasing," Raj reported, his fingers dancing across the controls. "It's as if the black hole is sending more data now that it knows we're receiving it." Network Prime's matrix flickered with concern. "The information flow is approaching our processing limits. Even our quantum computers cannot handle this level of complexity." Isabella watched the data streams, her mind racing. They had succeeded in proving their technology worked, but they had also stumbled onto something far bigger than they had imagined. The black hole wasn't just a source of power, it was trying to tell them something. "Director Santos," Corey called out urgently. "You need to see this pattern sequence. It's repeating across all quantum channels, but it's not like the others. It's organized differently." The assembled scientists gathered around the main display, watching as a new kind of quantum pattern emerged from the chaos. It wasn't random, nor was it purely mathematical. It had structure, rhythm, intent. "It's a message," Isabella breathed, realization dawning. "All this time, we thought we were just building an energy collector. But what if we actually created first contact with something we never knew could communicate?" High Counselor Vextril's plasma form stilled. "Are you suggesting that the black hole is conscious?" "No," Isabella replied, her eyes fixed on the flowing patterns. "I'm suggesting that what we call a black hole is just our limited understanding of something far more profound. And now it's reaching out to us." The verification committee's scheduled 3-day visit extended into a week as they worked to document and understand what they were witnessing. The galaxy's greatest minds gathered around the quantum bridge, watching as patterns of increasing complexity flowed from the depths of what they had always thought was just a cosmic void. But with each new pattern, each complex sequence of quantum data, came a growing sense that they stood on the brink of something that would change their understanding of the universe forever. The question was no longer whether their technology worked, it was whether they were ready for what the black hole was trying to tell them. The quantum bridge pulsed with an otherworldly light as Isabella and her team worked to decode the increasingly complex patterns flowing from the black hole. 3 months had passed since the verification committee's visit, and Horizon Station had become the focal point of the greatest scientific collaboration in galactic history. "We've decoded another sequence," Raj announced, his voice carrying the weariness of someone who hadn't slept in days. The Silicon Mines had helped create a new kind of quantum computer just to process the vast streams of data, and still they could only understand fragments. "Show me," Isabella requested, moving to the central display where representatives from a dozen species gathered to witness each new revelation. The decoded sequence appeared as a series of mathematical expressions that made even the energy beings pulse with excitement. It wasn't just equations, it was a description of spacetime at its most fundamental level. "This isn't just data," Corey said, her eyes wide as she studied the patterns. "It's a library. The black hole isn't just computing, it's storing information about the very fabric of the universe." Network Prime's matrix sparkled as they processed the implications. Every piece of matter that falls into a black hole, its information isn't destroyed. It's archived. Preserved. Available to be read if you know how to access it. The discovery sparked a revolution in understanding across the galaxy. Black holes weren't cosmic destroyers, they were the universe's hard drives, preserving the information of everything they consumed. And now, through the quantum bridge, they could begin to access that vast repository of knowledge. High Counselor Vex Trill, who had become a regular presence at the station, watched as their own civilization's energy crisis was solved through the application of the quantum collection technology. "We feared what we did not understand," they admitted, their plasma form flowing with newfound humility. But it was Zenvar who first noticed the pattern that would change everything. "Look at these sequences," their crystalline form chimed with excitement. "They're not just showing us what is, they're showing us what was, and what could be." The black hole was revealing not just the present state of spacetime, but its history, and its possibilities. Through the quantum bridge, they began to glimpse the larger structure of the universe itself, seeing how space and time wove together in ways they had never imagined. Isabella stood at the observation window, watching the transformed collector work in perfect harmony with the cosmic giant they had once feared. "We thought we were building an energy collector," she said to her assembled team. "Instead, we built a library card." The implications rippled through galactic civilization. Species that had warred for millennia found common ground in studying the black hole's revelations. The energy crisis that had threatened so many worlds was solved, replaced by a new era of abundance. But more importantly, the galaxy's diverse peoples found themselves united in a greater purpose, understanding the vast library that had always been waiting for them to learn how to read it. "Director Santos," Raj called out one artificial morning, his voice carrying an unusual note of awe. "We found something in the latest data stream. Its coordinates." The quantum patterns resolved into a map of sorts, pointing to other black holes throughout the galaxy. But these weren't just locations, they were instructions. Each black hole, they realized, was a different kind of archive, storing different aspects of the universe's information. "It's a network," Isabella breathed, understanding dawning. "The black holes, they're all connected. They're not just storing information, they're sharing it. Processing it. Working together across the entire galaxy." The revelation transformed their understanding once again. They hadn't just tapped into a single cosmic computer, they had found their way into an ancient network that spanned the galaxy itself. A network that had been patiently waiting for a species curious enough, brave enough, to learn how to access it. As Isabella prepared her report for the Galactic Council, she reflected on how far they had come. Humanity's determination to understand rather than fear, to explore rather than retreat, had opened a door not just to unlimited energy, but to knowledge beyond imagination. "What do we do next?" Corey asked, standing beside her at the observation window. Isabella smiled, watching the quantum bridge pulse with the rhythm of cosmic computation. "We learn," she said simply. "We explore. We grow. And most importantly, we do it together." The black hole's vast silhouette dominated the view, no longer a figure of terror but a symbol of possibility. As ships from across the galaxy continued to arrive at Horizon Station, bringing new minds eager to study and learn, Isabella knew they had achieved something far greater than their original goal. They had transformed humanity's greatest fear into its greatest teacher, and in doing so, they had united the galaxy in a quest for understanding that would span generations to come. The age of cosmic enlightenment had begun, and its library cards were written in quantum light.